Welcome back. Welcome back. There are so many exciting things in the atmosphere, and I'm excited because we're back, right? We're back for another week. Team No Excuses, the Ray Lewis Show. If it's your first time, buckle up. If you've been back many a times, join the party. I'm just really excited today. It's so interesting because we're talking about how do you become time efficient, right? It's like, and this person that I'm about to bring on as a guest, he's a spiritual brother. He's someone that holds me accountable, right? But he's someone that I had to understand what time means and how do you use time and how do you become efficient, right? It's a bunch of things we're going to jump into today. Then we're going to get to the championship mentality side with my co-host, Coach Sanders. But I'm just excited to bring this brother on because look, iron sharpens iron. And I'm telling you, this brother that I'm about to bring on, powerful man of God. Wow, I mean, and when you hear him speak, you know that he has a divine connection with a higher power. And without further ado, a brother, a friend, a spiritual advisor, I wanted to bring on the one and only Pastor Swanzy. My brother, how are you?
Oh, bro, I'm blessed. How are you today, Ray?
I am doing amazing. I am so excited to have you on the show today because your wisdom is unparalleled. I'm just being honest, brother. Like the things I learn from you every time you words come out your mouth, it's just unbelievable. So listen, let's kind of jump into it. Me and you've been connected for what, 3-4 years now?
4 years now, bro.
4 years.
Yeah.
We've been connected 4 years now. And I just wanted to ask you this, right? For a personal side, right? What inspired you to get into the ministry side of life?
I think there's a scripture that speak very well about the book of Genesis. When you look at Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11, the Bible says God has a plan. To find God, you're going to have to find his plan. What really inspired me is to really know what God called me to do. It is not a career, it's a calling. So what inspired me is to go back to the basis of who he is and say, God, what plan do you have for Swanzy? It is not a career. It is not what I want to do. What is your plan? And God, give me the blueprint that I'm called to be a voice in this world, to be a pastor, and to bring inspiration and bring change to people's life.
And you can't, okay. And I know a lot of this information, but I got to hear this. So you come from what part of Africa?
I come from Ghana, West Africa.
Yep.
It's my home country. It's have to really.
Can you see
me? Can you see me right?
Yeah, you're
so
good.
Ghana, West Africa is my home country.
Yeah.
I came to America with $20, right?
$20.
$20. A mission, a Bible, and a mission from God to come to America and bring spiritual awakening.
So this is why I wanted to ask these questions the way I'm asking these questions, because a lot of people see the story, but they don't understand the story, right? Yep. You come to America from Africa with $20 in your pocket.
Yes.
What gave you hope? Where was your hope?
What gave me hope is God's leading and God's direction. You can never separate hope from faith. You can never separate faith from hope. I have never seen a man with hope without faith. So the moment God speaks about faith, he speaks about hope. He said, my plan for you is to give you hope in the future. Faith, when God speaks, he speaks faith. Where faith lead, hope guide you.
See, so I can be here all day with you, so I'm not going to message you today because you be spitting out these nuggets. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you have this hope. We have the same hope. We have the same faith. You get here, and times had to be hard. Times had to be challenging. But what did you do with your time? When did you know, God, this is it. I know what I'm here to do. You sent me on this mission, regardless on what I have in my life, what I have in my pocket. I'm gonna trust you in everything you believe in. Because some people think, the value of having God in your life is about money and about all these other things, right? But it's really about having a connection of hope and faith. And you can't have one without the other. So what inspired you to go there after you found yourself here? Because I found myself on a lot of roads, right? I found myself on the up and down roller coaster, right? And at my lowest points of life is when I found my greatest encouragement in the spirit, right? That's where I grew the most, right? Where most of the times we're by ourselves, right? We're lonely, we're isolated, but there's something that sparks. And the thing that sparks is, I think what me and Coach was talking about is how I use time. How did I make sure I didn't waste time, right? And and I'm telling you the truth. That's what I truly believe separated me, Pastor. I think it separated me from a lot of other people on how I use time then and how I'm using time now. You agree?
I do agree, because when it comes to time, Ray, I was thinking about what time is all about. Because when we talk about time management, it's never doing things more time. I'm going to say it again. Time is not about doing more things. It's not about time. Time is about doing the right thing. So when you talk about time, time is very essence, because time is always the out. I wrote something about time that really blessed me when it comes to time. Let's define what time is. You can never really understand how to manage your time until you can define what time is, okay? So I said time is about doing the right thing. What is efficiency? Efficiency is doing the right thing too. What is the difference between being efficient and having time management? Time is a gift from God.
Wow.
Either you use it wisely or unwisely, you have to give an account to God about your time. Time is an opportunity given from God to all humanity. We have 24 hours a day.
Yep.
Whatever you do with your time, you can never postpone or restore back. Time is the key to your destiny. A man that wastes time always wastes his destiny.
Wow. See, so this is why no matter what clock you're on, no matter what phone you're on, no matter what you're using, that time never stops, right? You can't buy it, right? You can't lend it. You cannot ask somebody to loan me 24 hours.
No.
I can't loan you 24 hours, right? So this is why this is going to be such an amazing freaking show, because what you do with time defines your destiny. What you do with time creates your happiness. What you do with time ultimately dictates your crowd and what you do with time. That's why I think when you talk about brothers, your spiritual awakening, how we conversate with each other, Pastor, what excites me every time that I hear us speak is that it's timing, God's timing. Every time we get on the phone, I say, I just got through praying about that. We just got through speaking about that, right? Me and Coach, we do it a lot, right? I'm always talking about that. But one of the things that I think me and Coach, and we're going to get into it later, that we appreciate about time, and I want you to speak on this, we wrote it down. You write a lot. You write a lot. When you talk about time and time management and being efficient, how important this is in your life to write things down. I mean, as a pastor, you write a lot down. But how important it is for the everyday person to understand that writing a vision is bigger than you can ever imagine.
A man without a vision has no direction. God give you time, but he give you something to write down. When God speaks about his plan, he's talking about a vision. There's no way God will speak to a man without a plan. A man needs to write what God says in order to walk the vision. The reason why we lost time and we miss time because, Ray, we don't write what God says down.
Wow.
So I'm asking God for more. Can you reveal my future to me? God said, hold on. I gave you something a month ago. You didn't even write it down. You didn't even have the faith to put the time in. Time, Ray, time is not spending. Time is investing. Relationship is based on investment. How do I change my life? My life is changed by the investment I make with time. Family, relationship with God come first. Family, career. If I don't write things down, Ray, things can change. I wrote something about time that you said so profound. Time is life. Ray, time is measured by life, or life is measured by time. If you don't measure time, you can never live life.
Wow.
We can't. Because remember this, bro. Time is temporal, but life is eternal. You can never buy time, and you can never postpone time. Right? You gotta write the vision down and make the vision plain. Praying about something without writing it down is like asking God to bless you without direction.
Wow. We in church. We in church right now. We in church right now. I appreciate it though. We in church, but we in church right now. Yes, sir. We are in church. So COVID shook a lot of us.
Yeah.
Right? COVID shook a lot of us, right? Yeah. A lot of people lost people, including myself. It just a lot. COVID just shook us. What did you do at that time? And how do we take the time now to understand that what we're dealing with, how do we go forward? How do we push forward?
I think the COVID came to redefine our priority in life. That's what I've come to conclusion with the COVID-19. Even in this very hour of our life, what we're going through, what do we need to do? We have to maximize the time we have in our hands. We got to go back to what is the most important. It's called family. See, there's a difference between managing time and being busy. Everybody can be busy, but not everybody have the right time to do what is right. Efficiency is doing the right thing. So how do we go back in this COVID-19? We have to go back to the basics. It's a simple thing. Right? It is what it is. When I'm rooted in God's word, He always reveals His plans to me. My ideas is never equal to God's leading. So again, I gotta maximize what is the most important thing. My sister put over, that's great. Watch what I wrote here, right? Every human being has been given time to possess the best of what God has called them to do on earth.
Wow.
Every day. Time, you give an account of your time, what you did with your time. But we gotta have a goal and a vision, what we're gonna do with our time. So this is what I said, right? When you don't manage time, I wrote something that I was thinking about. Why is time management so important? But watch this. Every bad time management is equal to stress and anxiety in your life. What are we doing? Because when we don't manage our time in this very season very well, what will happen is that we make bad choices that affect our eternity.
Wow.
Our destiny. 4 things we got to do in this season. We got to know God as a person in this time. Make time. Make that investment. 2, make investment with your family. If you have 72 hours to die, what would you love? What would you say? Or what would you love to do most? People say, well, I will spend more time with my family. Why don't you do it now? Because you don't have time. But hey, when it comes to time management, ask yourself this. Time management affects your faith, your health, your family, your future, and every aspect of your life. What would you do for the next 12 months with the time God has given to you? 4th, you can never separate time and faith and a vision from a prayer life. A man that does not pray does not have vision. Everybody can have a vision, but if you don't pray, God does not bring it to pass. Because a man who wastes his time, wherever the wind blows, the man runs with it.
Man, say that again. This is too much.
A man that wastes his time, wherever distraction comes, they run with it. So when the wind anything comes, he has no vision, they run with it. Whenever anybody says, oh, I want this, I want to do this. Because a man without vision is always looking to blame people for what they have done wrong in their life.
A man without vision is always looking to blame people. Wow, man, this is freaking incredible. I'm in church. We gotta raise up a collection. We gotta raise up a collection right now. This is too much. This is too much. So take. I'm gonna let you know why this is too much, right? What I wrote, what I've been writing, and what I've been doing over the last few weeks is watching how we use our time. And one of the things, I just had a long 45-minute conversation yesterday with my oldest daughter. And I told her the most important thing that a lot of kids fail to realize is your greatest form of information will be found in your parents.
Come on.
But the problem with that is you won't spend enough time with your parents to get the information, right? You say, I'm coming to see you, Dad. I'm gonna come see you. I'm gonna be in town for a week. Out of a week's time, most of us as parents, we maybe get, 45 minutes, right? They maybe stop for an hour, but then they back doing what they're doing. But then when they found, this is why this is so key what you just said, because when they use time that way and then find themselves in a difficult position, it's impossible to understand what you did with your time because you never got the information. It's like somebody telling you to pass a test and you've never read the book.
Yeah.
It's impossible to pass a test if you've never read the book.
No.
Right? And it's so funny, Pastor. That's why I'm telling you, that's why I'm so on this right now. Last week it was about courage. And I was challenging my daughter. I said, you got to have the courage enough to sit your behind down, get away from the friends that you know you don't need, read these books, understand what you need to read, and spend some time in your Bible. Understand what your Bible is saying. And I said, when the last time you picked up your Bible? Right? And so when you don't have that direction, what happens is time ticks, 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 ticks. 1 year turn into 2 years, 2 years turn to 3 years, 3 years turn to 5 years, 5 years turn to 10, and you're still doing the same thing. So what you're feeding me now is, and not just me, but everybody who's listening, I want to be really quick in wrapping this up, Pastor, because you've been such a light in my life. And the only reason why is because we made time. We made time. And that's when you think about, if you had 3 keys to life, and you said a lot of them, and I wrote a lot of them down, but if you had 3 keys to life, Pastor Swanzy, on how to get your life back in order, how to keep your life in order, and how to make sure you don't fall out of order again, give me those 3.
I think, Ray, the first question is how to keep your life in order, am I right?
Yep.
So when you define what life is about, life is not just the outcome of what you want to become in life. Life is a reflection of how God created you to become. That's what life is defined to be. So the order of life begins with a relationship with God. That's the first thing. If you want your life to be in order, we have to understand a relationship with God. 2, when a relationship is built, God reveals his plan. When his plans is revealed, he directs what he reveals. It's called take the word of God, walk with the word of God. I need to be filled with the word, and I need to walk in the word. Psalm 1 talks about it. John chapter 15 talks about it. If my word abide in you and you abide in me, whatever you ask, I will grant it to you. The third thing is called family and a real relationship. What defines time is a relationship. Okay, people who comes in your life define where you are going. We gotta pray that God send the right people. There are three types, four people you need in life, right? When it comes to time, you need destiny connectors who comes and help you to connect you where God is leading you. You need destiny influencers. I call people who have been asked to come in your life to lift up you to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
learn from them. Somebody like Ray, people have to sit down and learn from you. You have to learn from you, bro. That's what it is. The third thing, you need burden bearers. They come into your life to lift the burden you carry. The fourth people, you need gifted people. Not every gifted people is called to you. You need discernment. The last thing you need is this. You gotta have a prayer life. A man that has no prayer life can never discover the purpose of God in your life. You waste your time because you're trying to really make life happen based on your basis of how things happen. Right? Everything in the world is based on spiritual. Nothing happened. We are just seeing the outcome of what happens in the spiritual realm physically. A man that is not connected to God cannot be connected to the future. So we got to come to a place as a people of God that time can be lost. Time can be abused, right? Time can be stolen. What do I need to do with time? Every moment, I have to seek the best of what God has in store. The right counsel will always lead me to the right open door.
The right counsel will always lead me to the right open door. Brother, I told you I was not going to hold you long because I have written 4 sermons from what you just gave me just from today. 4. I'm talking about I can do 4 full sermons of what you just gave me. But it's so interesting because when you hear it from you, and this is why I love speaking to you, when you hear it from you, I know it's from God, right? Because I know your relationship with him. And that's why I'm super excited to have this relationship with you. And for people who don't know, like I'm telling you this, you gotta have a spiritual partner. You gotta have a spiritual brother. You have to have somebody that looks over you, that prays for you, that prays with you, that prays through things, that prays around things, prays that makes sure things don't happen in your life. And Pastor has become that for me. He's become a rock in my life that keeps me on the right path. Pastor, I love you. I really, really appreciate this time. I know you're a very busy man, but wow, I'm just going into championship mentality. Me and Coach Sanders got so much to talk about because how you broke this down. And I got to go listen to this a few times because I want to come back to you and use this again because we have to teach our people. We have to give them these steps. If they don't understand these steps, we're going to stay miserable. We'll never find joy. We'll never find peace. And we'll never walk around with smiles on our faces, right? That's one of the disadvantages of mask because now misery can't be seen. You know, most of the time you used to see a person's expression on their face and now you see masks covering it up and now you don't know what they're thinking, you know? So brother, listen, I appreciate you, man. I love you. Boy, oh, Pastor, you blessed me today. You blessed me today. Thank you for joining us today, man. But this is it's eye-opening because everything I wrote down, you confirmed. And that's insane. That's insane. It's insane. I'm telling you this, brother. I love you, man. You be good.
I love you. Anytime you need me, let me know. I'm here for you.
I know you will. I know you will. Thank you so much, man. And we got some work to do, so we'll be connected soon, okay?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get our book out, bro.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna tell people. But we're starting to work on this book. We're starting to work on and it's got a heck of a title. But we got to get working. We got some people to bless. So I'm on it. I'll call you later. We'll talk, okay?
Thank you. I love you.
All right, brother. Bless you, man. Absolutely. You know, every time I think about checking in, I'm gonna be real quick because I want to get the coach really quick, but it's something about checking in, right? And I tell people this all the time, right? People say, you know, how do you have so much energy? How do you have so much passion all the time? Honestly, I surround myself with the right people. I surround myself with people like Pastor Swanzy. I surround myself with a lot of the people that you've seen on the show lately. But in this time, time, in this trying time, it's time to get back to understanding who family really is and who are the people that are going to walk this path with you, and we remember these times that we're in. Because there's a fact, tough times never last, right? Tough people always do. I got to bring on my man because it's so much to talk about. I want me and him to jump in really quick. Coach, championship mentality is on deck. And welcome to the man, my guy. What's up, brother? I appreciate you. I love you. I am so excited for us to be here. But man, Coach, I know you just listen in to Pastor Swanzy, but we talking about the element of time. Just give me your quick 15, 30-second thoughts on what you heard from Pastor Swanzy, what you took away from it, and let's get into this championship mentality.
Wow. Amazing man of God, man. The things that he talked about was really confirmation, really, man, of how we really lived for 20 years, man. And because visions fail because of a misuse of time. People always wonder, why do my visions fail? Or why do great visionaries, why don't they come true? And it's because of a misuse of time. And like he said, man, time can be abused. And brother, it's spot on for our group today. Again, welcome as you tackle this principle of time management and efficiency. Because I'm to tell us, whatever we spend our time on, we become. Whatever you exchange your time for, that's what you become. If you spend your time reading about certain things, or if you spend your time doing certain things, you become that.
You become that.
And we spent our time working hard, and it paid off. So today you got to understand, like, wow, okay, even Pastor talked about this vision again and writing it down and making it plain and all that stuff. But how do you do that efficiently is key. And you utilizing your time in the right way, man, is so important.
See, Coach, and that's why what you're saying, right? Time is it's not the main thing. It's the only thing, right? Because that's what we figured out 20 years ago, what Pastor just got through speaking about. We realized way back then when we made up our mind on how we were going to use time, and we made it the only thing that mattered. That's why we stopped everything. See, Coach, you got to remember, we stopped everything. We stopped going out to clubs. We stopped partying on Friday nights. We stopped hanging out, staying up. See, we cut out everything.
And everything that we did with that time, that's what you became. That's what we became. And so for our listeners out there, man, I'll group this with us every single week, man. Again, take a look at that vision. Now, remember, your plan is dictated by your vision.
Yes, sir.
You got a vision, so your plan is dictated by your vision, and you have to look at that and say, wow, is this plan efficient? Am I using my time wisely? If you watch TV 2 hours a day for 365 days a year, okay, that's 730 hours you spent the year sitting down. So if you watching the news an hour, you watch your favorite show out, and we just saying an average of 2 hours. If you do that every single day, 730 hours a year sitting down. So you don't be smart to be successful. You have to be wise with your use of time.
Yes, sir. Because see, this is why it goes. Because it's not about having time. We all have time. What you're talking about, it's about making time, right? That's what you're talking about, because Dr. Miles Monroe said something very eloquently. He said, everybody calls me smart, but I'm not really smart. He said, I just use my time wisely. He said, most people come home and at night they turn on their TV and they watch their TV for 3-4 hours. I come home and I read 4 books. It's not that I'm smarter than you. I just use my time better than you, right? Being time efficient. One of the things, listen to this. If you gain control of your time, you will gain control of your life. I want somebody to understand this. What we did 20 years ago what we did 20 years ago was we gained control of our time. I never forget when me and you sat down, Coach. I never forget this moment. We sat down. We pulled out that calendar. I got a football calendar every year about the starting of the season. You know exactly what I'm talking about. We pulled out that calendar and I wrote down everything that I was gonna do in that season. See, a lot of times some people don't deal in the season. You got to deal with the time that whatever season you're in, that's the time that that's the time you got to use. And we were in that season and we wrote everything down. And everything down, I guarantee you, if I was to show anybody this, I got books in my closet right now of plays that I wrote down before the season started. Things that I said was going to happen before my career was over. And everything that I wrote down, every bit of time I used, this man is a witness. And we can be a witness of your life if you take time and you use it. It'll change your life.
Wow. And that's it. And so we know that we're on this road. We've learned about courage. We've learned about fear. We've learned about gratitude. We learned about mind, body, and spirit. It's so much each week that we're going on, and we know it's a lot, but these principles are so vital to you having a successful championship mentality, journey, life, and everything. And if you don't get nothing else from this segment alone, you might get, wait a minute, man, how am I really using my time? Now, in the fitness world, the number one excuse that they've done all these studies, and the number one excuse that people don't work out, is they don't have time. And then within that study, they ask people on an average, how many hours do you sleep in a night? Most of them are like they're getting 8 hours of sleep a night. If you do that times 7, that's 56 hours a week. So you're sleeping almost 2.5 days a week is sleep. So what make people different is they prioritize. They prioritize where they want to go. You know, the guy that got the billionaire and the person that's begging for something all get 24 hours. Whether you're white, black, Asian, black, brown, we all get the 24 hours, the same commodity, the one common thing that God gave to all of us. But the only thing that make it different is how people use their time.
You know, on these new gadgets we got, right? Everybody got these phones and everybody got these things, right? But it's something that the phone shows you, right? And so now they got these analytics, right? That when you go on your phone, they can show you how much time you're spending in certain areas. Now, understand this. Me and Coach was sitting there, and we started looking at our phones, and we're like, and it's like screen time. You spent this much time, and games you spent this much time, and I said, this was a while ago, and I said, we have to change that. Coach, I'm talking about the story of when you finally looked at your phone, and when you look down at your phone and you realize how much time, turn your camera up right. But when you was looking at the time and how you switch your time because you was looking at what he was looking at in his phone. And I want everybody to take this week, and I want you to do something with your phone this week. I want you to look at your phone and look how much time you're investing, not only in your phone, but what's in your phone that you're actually investing in. I invest in my phone. We all have to. But I got something called the Holy Bible app on my phone. And inside of my investment portfolio, watch this, some people think it's money. But inside of my investment portfolio, I have a different currency. My currency is faith and hope. And my hope is every time that I read something that's in my Bible app, that I have the faith enough to trust it, regardless of my circumstances. But because I know my screen time value, I can usually tell you where I'm headed. I can tell you who I want to be around, who I don't want to be around. I can tell you if I'm going to be happy today or if I'm not going to be happy today, based off analytics. So look, we're gonna leave you with this because me and Coach was talking about this, right? People went out years ago. We're talking about 20 years, 25, 26 years ago. I walked into the University of Miami, and I never forget the day that I got there. The coach asked me what I wanted to do, and I said, honestly, I'm gonna probably be, before I leave, I'm gonna be probably the greatest player to ever walk up out of University of Miami. And there was a post, T, you remember the post that just came out this week, right? That a good friend of mine, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, he walked in the weight room and he thought he was gonna be the first one. But when he walked in the weight room, I was already there. When The Rock walked in, he was like, I thought I was gonna be the first one in the weight room. And he looked at me and he was like, what's your name? And I was like, freshman, Ray Lewis. And he was like, what are you doing here? I said, I don't have nowhere else to be. I said, I don't got nowhere else to be. I don't have nothing. I said, all I have is time. Me and that guy, and if you haven't seen it, just look up the post, whatever. But me and that guy, for two and a half years, we went to work and we used our time. And all I'm gonna say is, look at where he is now. Look at what he's achieved. Look what I've achieved. And we both said to each other, you did exactly what you said you was gonna do, because we use time. It's not hard, but the most challenging thing in life is to balance out your time and make up your mind to do what you want to do with your time. Stop wasting energy on people who's wasting your time. Stop wasting your life away trying to get somebody to change, and you're continually to waste your time. Today is special for me because we're on this journey, but today is about maximizing your time. And so before next week comes around, I want you to have a book. I want you to have a pen and a pad. And I want you all to tweet, text, Instagram, whatever y'all want to do with me and Monty. But I want to see these adjustments. We want to see how you're using your time, right? If I go on my Bible app, on my phone, this is just something very simple, right? But how are you using your time? When I go to my Bible app says right now, it says 290, you probably can't see it, it don't matter. But the point is, I've been in my Bible app for 291 straight days, 121 weeks of where I've invested time. This is not about religion. This is just about where am I investing my time. My peace comes from the time that I spend in reading the word. My confirmations, my faith, my hope comes in the confirmations of the things that I read. Change what you see. Change what you eat. Change what you think about every day. And ask yourself this one thing. And I've said this before. How much time have you wasted? How much time will you continue to waste? And what will you do with the time that you have left? That's why we're here. Coach, it don't get no better, man. When I tell you I want to round up, I heard Pastor say maximize. I heard Pastor say make time for God, make time for family. I heard Pastor say it's time to have a relationship with your health, with your destiny. It's time for us to grow. It's time to take this thing to the next level. Like we're practical. This is a practical show because all we want to do is make sure you have the tools to change your life. This week, go ahead, Coach.
I was just saying, and taking those principles that they learned today, there may become a time where you have to check the efficiency of it. And we know that efficiency is basically you getting the desired results without wasting any time or resources. And so when you're doing this evaluating, you may be using your time wisely, but research and make sure you're doing it efficiency. Businesses spend thousands of dollars to check and see the efficiency. How can we do more with less money? How can we be more efficient as a company? Well, you do the same thing with you and your vision. We needed to lift weights, but we created this full body. Basically, you work every muscle within that workout, maybe 100 reps on every body part that work. So it's like an hour and 10 hour, 15 minutes. Like we mastered it. We might do that 2 or 3 times a week. But if we did upper body this day, then we did legs this day, then triceps and biceps this day. If we're doing it the way everybody else was doing it, now don't get me wrong, you got to be in shape to do this full body. We're tripling the work that they're doing because we're working every body muscle 3 times a week. When I decided, look, man, the gym was great for me. It was a great experience for me to train people in the gym. They was like, Monty, we got people lined up for you. You got 8 people today. Okay, I got 8 people today. It's an hour workout. That's 8 hours, okay? You're charging them $66 an hour. I get $17 after taxes. I got to do that for 8 hours and train 8 people. When you look back and you think about efficiency, okay, and using your time wisely, well, I could train 40 people in 1 hour for $20. Now, I didn't save them $40 and I could bring in a group. So the money that I was making 8 hours a day, I was tripling that in 1 hour. So it's just about efficiency and using your time wise. So check the efficiency with your plan too. You got some great tips today. You learned that time is life with the pastor and life is time. It's like your date of birth, that dash in the middle and the end date. That dash in the middle is time. And you're going to have to be accountable for it. You're going to have to be, when we go away, the Lord is not going to ask us, did you build that big building I asked you to build? Or did you get a car? Or did you get that big house? How many Super Bowls did you win, Ray? I don't think that's going to be the question. The question is going to be, what did you do with the use of time? What did you do with your assignment? When Jesus died on the cross, he didn't say he was finished. He said, it was finished.
It is done.
The assignment, the thing that he's supposed to be came to earth to do. So as we move forward, guys, and I look forward to seeing you and hearing from you next week, check the efficiency of what you're doing. Businesses do it. Your business, your gift is a business, and check what you're doing and check the efficiency of it.
Coach, I love you, man. It's on fire today. I'm ready. I'm ready to go attack this bike right now. I'm about to be efficient on this bike today. Very efficient. I'm gonna pass you something too. I'm gonna pass you something from the Bible reading today too. It's just, it's different. It's different, but it's right in the line with what we're doing, brother. I love you, man. Appreciate you. I'll hit you a little later. Absolutely. Wow. Look, the takeaways is simple. This week, make your life a priority. Challenge yourself, but make time your currency. Time is the new currency. And with COVID, with everything else going on, the question I ask is, what are you doing with your time? Right? What are you doing when you get on the phone? Right? What are you doing when you watching TV? What are you doing with your time? There's always time for fun. There's always time for family. There's always time for friends. This week, what are you going to do about you and how you manage time? As always, thank you. Life is purely about no excuses. It's about chasing everyday greatness. And the best way to find true greatness and a championship mentality is you must be a steward when it comes to time. And you must use it wisely. God bless you. Have an amazing week.